Welcome to Shastra, where investing is made simple with the help of charts. Today is another interesting episode of our market leader series. Before that, let's just do a very quick market overview. We have seen a lot of rally in the first 2 weeks of the May, right? And later the market has consolidated around here, and currently it is now above this major resistance line, which is very good for Indian markets. As of now, the market breadth is also settling up. So looks like we have formed a bottom here, and maybe a little more time would be perfect for the market to consolidate, and then we are good to go. Now, the two interesting things which we would be discussing today is the first theme, which is life insurance stocks. I have been talking about the life insurance stocks on my Twitter for the last few weeks. I've seen that these companies are witnessing some structural shift, especially they are focusing on these non-participating products which are offering higher margins and greater profitability. And also, I've seen this trend recently. LIC has went into bank assurance. It means that they are tying up with banks, and this would be their channels which they could sell their products through the banking channels. And also, these higher ticket sizes and improving persistency ratios are looking very good on this life insurance space. And also, the digital adoption has been very good. I think you could buy a life insurance very quickly, very seamlessly as of now. And the most interesting things is the chart. There are only five listed stocks in life insurance space. So let's cover all these five listed space. The first one is MFSL, which is Max Financial Services. It is collaboration with the Axis Max. You can clearly see here that this stock is making all-time highs from the last few days. You can clear, in fact, the chart has clearly gave few signals like you can see here, right? This would be your typical standard breakout 52-week high or all-time high breakout. But much before that, if you can just notice, there was a very tight consolidation, which we call it as a pivot entry. And in fact, if you just come below it, this would be what we call as cheat entry. This is coined by Mark Minervini. And before that, if you are very super diligent and want to early enter much before everyone, this is what we call hidden entry. This candle could be one of the hidden entry. This candle could be another hidden entry. And not only the entire structure looks good, if we look at the peer groups, look at HDFC Life. Almost you are seeing a very similar chart here, right? Look at here. We are almost, this is where the stock has formed a bottom, broke out of this mini base, and look at these mini tight pivots or consolidations area. And very recently, in the last week itself, the stock has made all-time high breakout, and now it is again trending up higher. You can clear same thing almost it is happening on the SBI Live too. It has formed a bottom, then gave a cheat entry. Now it is again giving you a pivot kind of entry. This would be your typical all-time high breakout for SBI Live. So almost you are seeing MFSL Max Financial is in the fast forward zone. Whereas as you are getting lower and lower, you are seeing the remaining players are also picking up on the chart. Now look at ICICI Prudential Life Insurance. In fact, this stock recently formed its bottom. Look at here. This was consistently making lower lows, lower lows. But very recently, the trend has changed. You can see here, right? There was three consistent higher lows being formed, and this bottom has been taken out with a very good breakout here. Now we are heading into this zone, so probably expect some little consolidation over here and a breakout, and some consolidation over here and a breakout. And the last phase, this is probably the only government insurance player life insurance having. And yesterday itself, the results were declared. Look at here, there has been a massive, massive rally. This is what we call it as episodic pivot, or sometimes we call it as breakaway gap. And you can see the trend here, right? This stock was making lower lows, but look at here, the trend has been slowly changing. There was consistent higher lows over the last few weeks, and this huge volume, almost this is probably the highest volume in the year, and a very strong follow through action is happening on LIC. So the entire life insurance charts are looking very interesting. So I would rate myself MFSL as the first and the strongest name, while LIC would be the least strong. But again, these guys also, the bottom players are also picking up. So you can clear you multiple entry points. So please watch these stocks and add them into your watch list. You can clear another interesting chart which I am seeing is oil and gas space. Especially what's happening on the oil space is that The crude oil prices have reduced a lot, and in fact, now they are in control. Almost the Brent is in between the range of $75 to $80 per barrel, and this is increasing their margins. And also, lately, the government is not interfering much post election, and this is very good for oil companies. Also, on the top of that, these offer very good dividend yields, and lower valuations are also drawing multi-institutional money. So let's look at some interesting charts. I've been noticing few interesting charts. One of the most interesting is Hindustan Petroleum. You can see that the stock has corrected, but very recently the stock is consistently making lower, higher lows. You can see here, right? This is one of the higher low, and in fact, it made another higher low. In fact, it was making another higher low here. Now it is almost near to its 52-week high. So this strong is looking very strong as of now on the charts. And please mind that these are little bit slow movers because most of these stocks are very large cap names. Now the next most interesting name is BPCL. You can see clearly that this stock too was in a downtrend, but very recently it formed an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Now it is making consistently higher lows here, and it is perfectly consolidating around this 325 level. So if BPCL crosses above this 325 level, that would be very interesting chart. And the another name, probably this is a small cap name and a very volatile name. I won't suggest you to look at this name, but I'm seeing some fans of bottom formation. You can see that this is almost again an inverse head and shoulder something happening here. And yesterday itself, there was a very good pivot based breakout. Please mind that it has a lot of overhead supply, but the recent volumes here, look at the recent volumes. The volumes have been exceptionally very strong. So some institutions are buying out these names. And my last big thought of these is IoT. Again, you can see that this was making lower low, but again, the trend has been changing here. And this was the first bottom formation. And clearly you can see this is a classic reversal setup playing out on IOC. So overall, I would rate Hindustan Petroleum as the strongest name, while IOC is barely now trying to pick up and form a reversal setup. And also this looks like a cup and handle pattern too, right? Usually this is one of the very strong pattern on the chart. So that's all for today. We have covered life insurance and oil and gas. So if you want more precise entries, you can follow my Twitter space chart Shastra over here, where I will post some entries in the live market team. You can clear out for watching. See you again in the next video. Bye bye.